You can put all your properties in, attach it to one email address so that you can put in the one email address and then see all your upcoming appointments, any citations you have, all the properties right there. So those are our three main, we would say, core functions. But if you go below, we also, if folks are seeing vacant properties that they think are not registered, we want to know about it. So you can report a vacant property here. At the end here, I'm going to come back to this track our progress. At the other side here is that look up cases by date. That's the function I was talking about that Sinclair came up with. And then our latest addition to the page at the very bottom is register a foreclosed property. It is an obligation in New Haven for anyone who forecloses on property and has a foreclosed property to register with us. We have people who are reaching out to MARTA every week to register their foreclosed property. They have to call her, they have to do it online, they have to pay a little fee. This is a way to just go right in and do it immediately and get notice that you have registered that property. So you can do that right here. And then in the center is the track our progress bar. This is the one that I was mentioning when my first remarks that the mayor spoke to me about when I was first coming on. He had worked with the health department to put out a dashboard on the stats that the health department had. He thought this was very effective for the public and what the public can see about the agency. And so we really wanted this for LCI and for housing. And so we have put that together, and if you click here, you will get data on all our cases in the different kind of workflows that we have. So the first one is housing code. That's the one that the public interacts with us the most on. We put out how long it's taking us between inspection to getting the order letter out the door on average, how long from order letter to civil citation, what the total fines we have are. If you scroll down, you can see open violations by district in the city. And then if you want to go even deeper, you can click in and you can actually see the cases in that particular district that we are talking about. So if you want to find out what's going on, this gives you, as Alder Kim was talking about, real transparency into what's going on with LCI, what's going on with our cases around the city. I'm going to get out of here a second. All right. Similarly, we have the same for anti-blight. And then residential licensing as well, although it looks slightly different. And you can see here how many properties are subject to the residential licensing ordinance, what process or step that they are in the city. And right over here, this is like my favorite chart, although I do again have to give shout out to the mayor because it was his idea, the compliance trend on residential licensing. As you can see, back in December 2023, we had most of the properties not in compliance. Around August of 2025, that crossed over into most of the properties being in compliance. And then now we're just trying to squeeze out that last bit of compliance out of the remaining properties. And each one left is a little bit harder because there's less to do, but Marta is on it and she's doing a great job on it. With our new system, with this new system, we've been able to reassess the data in the tax assessors records, and we found some properties that were previously not being counted, and so they've been added to this list. So you see a little dip. Marta was up at about 80% compliance, and it dipped back down into the 70s after we added those to the list. But I know she's going to get there. I have total faith in her. So that's what we got here on residential licensing. You can go see where everything is in the steps. Our team moves pretty fast there. You can see inspections by month, notices of violation by month as they go out. And up here at the top in our track our progress section is the same as that central function on the main page, which is the property search bar. We're having the property search bar everywhere, very easily accessible for people so that you can go in there and if you wanna search up a particular property, you can do it immediately from almost any point. So let's preview that for a moment here. So let's say if we looked at 283 Munson Street. So 283 Munson Street, there's this case here. This is the property card for that property. We see the owner is an individual owner. It's a real person. It's named right there. There's no housing code cases on file, but there is an anti-blight case on file. So if you were to click in that anti-blight case, and you can see other information down below. You click into the anti-blight case, you can see that that case is in progress, that the allegation is that there was a broken fence on the left side of the property, that there was trash and debris in the backyard and the driveway, a full stagnant pool in the backyard. That's what's being alleged. And below you can see there is a civil citation sent in this case. So you know that we have done an inspection and we have found these to be true allegations, or at least some violations on the property. You can click here if you wanted to and download the actual civil citation and see it for yourself if that was something you wanted to do. And there it is. But also, if you're a resident and you're wondering what's happening, each one of our cases has to get a notice of violation. Then if there's, do a re-inspection. If there's still a violation, then they get a civil citation saying, your time's up, you're still in violation, you can face fines. But before we can impose those fines, we gotta get a hearing officer, an independent hearing officer to sign off on them, and they are the ones who set the actual fine. So that occurs at a hearing. And here it is telling you when the hearing is scheduled for, and you can see the hearing schedule and download the PDF on that if you want to. So I'll show you another one, a favorite around here.
Oh, 33 Farnham.
33 Farnham. I was gonna do 1275 Quinnipiac for you all, but we can do 33 Farnham.
311 Blake Street.
311 Blake. 311 Blake comes up. So here's 311 Blake. So let's start off at the top. You see the owner of 311 Blake is this LLC. On the right side, we have business entity. This connects directly to the Secretary of State's website. So you don't know, right now, you might be a tenant and not know who this entity that owns my property is. Click here, it'll query the Secretary of State, pull up the information from the Secretary of State. It'll tell you that this is managed by Ocean Management. And the registered agent is Ocean Management. Well, what's that? Let's look that up. And it will query Secretary of State again, but it's sending back no records. I think the registration might be out of date. This will do recursive searches on there, but if you think it's not working, you can click the view on the Secretary of State's website and go right there. We put this together because we think these are very opaque systems for people sometimes. Like the general public does not know, it's not really easy to find this out. And when you're dealing with a faceless entity, and then they're hidden at all these different levels, we want to make it very accessible for the public to see who they're renting from, who they're working with. And that's why this is here. And if you scroll on down further, you can see that we have 43 housing code cases on file. You can see that a number are in progress, a number are closed, and they go on. And if you want to dig into any of them, they are right there. And then scroll up and I'll give you another one. Another favorite that we saw here, 240 Munson, oh no, right, so sorry, 240 Winthrop. 240 Winthrop Avenue, we had a number of blight cases over the years. It's a former nursing home facility that we had to demolish last year because the situation got so bad. It's also owned by this entity here, and you might not know who that is. Maybe your neighbor, you're really upset about the property. Who owns this? Well, you can look behind the LLC and see that it's owned by this gentleman, and that gentleman lives in New York. And so this is delivering on the transparency for the public that we want. I do want to give a big shout out that it's now listed as vacant lot because it's been demolished and that our property records have been updated there. So always good to see that. It's not subject to licensing. It's not subject, there are no housing code cases on file, but you can see a number of anti-blight cases on file. I do want to show you, let me find one of the older ones to just show you a function we have here that, 25, yeah. So some of these come from our imported cases. So this is a new system. It's not going to be generating the old civil citations, the old NOVs. So if that's the case, we inform you of that here too. A civil citation was sent. It's telling you the date of it that we've imported from the old system. But it will tell you that this civil citation was issued before LCI case HQ, and it's not currently available for download. So you can contact us and you can get it that way. So we're trying to make this, we don't have it up in here because this is a historic case, but we have it at the office. You need to get it. This is how we're telling you we can get it. You can contact us for this. And I think